Do you know that the size of your inverter can greatly affect your lithium iron phosphate battery? Well, most people don't know about that, but in today's video we're going to be looking at exactly how that works. Now, when you have an inverter that is not properly sized for your lithium iron phosphate battery, well, it could be damaging your batteries faster than you know how that works. I've been doing a capacity test for different inverters, and the results I'm getting is showing that you have to size your inverter. And here's one of the tests that I carried out. This is a 1 kVA inverter, and you can see that nothing is connected to the back of it, and just turning it on, pulling 14 watts from my system. So what that tells you is that as long as this inverter is on, it's going to keep pulling this 14 watts. Now 14 watts does not seem big until you start doing the calculation and you find out that 14 watts is huge. So let's do some quick math. When you multiply 14 by 1 hour, that means you are getting 14 watt hour. When you now multiply by 24, you are getting 350 some watt hour. So that is what is going to draw, just putting it on for 24 hours. A lot of people don't know this. Now, it is interesting to know that this is just a 1 kVA inverter. This is another test I did for a 2.5 kVA inverter, and you can see it pulling about 40 some watts, let's just say 40 watts from the battery. Now, when you do your quick math again, just like I did in a 1 kVA, you're going to find out that 40 multiplied by 24 is giving you almost 1 kilowatt. So what does that tell you? If your battery is about 1 kilowatt and you're using this 2.5 kV on it, it means that your battery will just be servicing the inverter, which is not a good thing. So if we're doing a quick math, let's say we're using lead acid batteries now. Lead acid batteries are expected to give you half the capacity of the battery rating. So if you have a 200 amp hour battery, at the end of the day, it's going to give you somewhere around 1200 watt hour. So if it's possible to connect this 2.5 kVA to the battery, at the end of the day, in just one day, it is going to run your battery down without connecting anything to it. So what does that tell you? If you have a lithium iron phosphate battery, at the end of the day, maybe a 5 kilowatt hour lithium battery, and you are connecting maybe by a 10 kVA inverter to it, remember, the bigger the inverter, the more it is going to be consuming. At the end of the day, you're going to find out that maybe within 24 hours, just putting on your inverter without connecting any load to it is going to run it down. So there's an increment. The bigger your inverter, the more it consumes. You saw 1 kVA consuming 14, 2.5 consuming 30. So there's a likelihood that 10 kVA is going to consume well over 100 watts. So when you do a quick math, you're going to see that you'll be pulling about, let's say, 140 watts. That means you'll be pulling about 3.5 kilowatt hour just by putting on your inverter. So size does matter, and it's important for us to understand this. So when you are calculating your battery, you also have to be calculating the inverter that goes with it. So it doesn't make any sense for us to be going for big kVAs. A lot of people are trying to go for what's the next big kVA, and they're so ignorant that they don't know that the bigger your kVA, the bigger your battery bank is supposed to be. So if you're one of those persons, make sure that if you are sizing your system, make sure that they go accordingly. As a rule of thumb, the smaller the inverter you are using compared to your battery size, it makes all the sense in the world, because that way your inverter will not be posing any problem or any threat to your battery. So if you want to keep your battery safe, your lithium iron phosphate battery safe, make sure you don't oversize your inverter. So see you guys, and catch you on the next one.